Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a bridal makeup look for all you brides getting married soon, or those of you who just like bridal makeup. So I'm going to create this nice glamorous, universal, very classic bride look that's modern and fresh with nice full coverage, so that in your photos you're going to look great, and on the day you'll just really glow. And also this makeup look will go with any type of wedding dress that you've got, whether it's a short, long, puffball, ball gown, trumpet, A-line, slinky style. I feel like this makeup look will look really good for different themes of weddings. It's just a really classic, glamorous wedding day look for you brides out there. So if you do like this video, keep on watching and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let's get started with the tutorial. So congratulations to any of you who have got engaged recently or are about to get married, all those brides-to-be. It's a very exciting time. So first of all, on your wedding day it's really important to moisturise with a face moisturiser and also an under eye cream so that your skin's nice and hydrated, and I recommend doing this about 30 minutes before you start doing your bridal makeup. And also I'd recommend to get your hair done first before doing makeup, because if you wet your hair or sort of tongs or brushing, it can just disrupt and maybe knock your face. So I recommend getting your hair done first and then do your makeup after, and then also your makeup will be fresher for when you go to get married. So on a clean face, I'm going to use MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus Spray to bring hydration to the face and just prime it, get it ready for primer. So we just spritz. So for primer, on your wedding day, it's really important to have a really nice glowy, but not greasy, just really illuminating, sort of flawless look to the skin. I really like that on brides, when it just looks really like you don't look cakey and overdone. You just look flawless and really beautiful and let your natural beauty shine through, still with the full coverage obviously. And I'm going to use Becca Backlight Primer Filter Primer. I really recommend this for brides because it does help your makeup last all day, and if you want your foundation to stay put, I really like this primer for that, and also because it's got a luminosity, it's just really great as a primer for those special occasions. And we're putting this on our centre of face but not on our nose, because we're going to use a different primer for the nose, and then we just blend that into the face. So for our second primer, I'm going to use Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer Smoothing Primer. It looks like this, and I'm going to use this on areas where you've got pores or places where you might get oily. So I'm putting this on my nose as a primer, and also I'll put it sort of under my eyes where people might have fine lines, and just repeat. So this primer is really good, and it does seem quite a lot doing 2 primers, but I feel like on your wedding day you just want the makeup to last and look as flawless as possible. So now for foundation, I'm going to use MAC Studio Fix in shade NC20, and it looks like this. It comes in many shades. It does have an SPF of 15, but I've never found that it does cause flashbacks, which is really important, because I used this on my wedding day and I didn't get any flashback on the face. Because it has a lower SPF, I find that it doesn't give flashback, which is really good when you're having wedding photos being taken. I really recommend this foundation because it does stay put all day, and it does give a really full coverage look without looking cakey. And we're just going to apply this on the center part of the face. I also really recommend this foundation because it comes in many shades, both yellow and red undertones, and then literally from very light to very dark skin tones. So I really like this, and I tried probably about 40 foundations before I found which foundation I wanted to use for my wedding foundation, because I do think the foundation is so key on the wedding day, because that's what's going to give you the nice coverage, give you the flawless skin without... You basically just want a foundation that you're going to feel really confident in and make the skin look really great, and for me, I found Studio Fix was the best one for that. So we are going to apply quite generously on the foundation so that we can get a nice level of coverage, and then we will blend it all out. So to blend out the foundation, I'm going to use the Morphe M439 brush. This is a really great brush because it doesn't take away too much of the product. It keeps the product on the skin, so you're getting that nice full coverage, which is really important for all those photos that are going to be taken. And the nice thing about this foundation is I didn't have to reapply foundation, and it just lasts all day. And when I got married, it was like 29 degrees and super hot in London that day, like freakily hot. It was one of the hottest days of June. So yeah, I just think this foundation is really good for the lasting power and the coverage and the way it finishes, not dewy, but with that nice primer under it, the backlit, it just gives it a nice radiant glow without being greasy. And also I feel like it would sit well on a lot of different skin types as well, because I've got normal to combination skin and it works really great. And for those brides that are going to be wearing their hair up, I recommend that you just make sure that you get the foundation really pulled close to the ear and slightly down the neck, for all brides down the neck a little bit, just to blend it in. And also make sure that if you're getting a spray tan, that you match the foundation to the colour of your spray tan, so that it looks good on the day. But those brides who are wearing their hair up, you need to make sure that you don't get like a cut off at the ear, and actually you may want to actually put foundation on your ear to cover, so that it makes it all seamless with the face. So next we're going to go and conceal, and I'm going to use MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in shade NC20. This concealer is really great for giving full coverage without going cakey, and also it really just brings a lot of lightness to the under eye area, and I recommend going at least 1 to 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade, so that you can create a little bit of natural lightness under the eye area just to brighten it up. So we're just doing a triangle shape under the eye, and we'll use this on the eyelid as primer for eyeshadow as well. And then we'll take a little bit down the centre of the nose to bring highlight, and then a little bit on the chin to balance everything out, and then we'll go through the eyebrows a little bit. Then using a dampen beauty blender or a Real Techniques sponge, we're just going to tap out the concealer and blend it into the face. So we're just doing tap-in motions left to right, and this will just make sure that it sits really nice on the skin. By using the damp sponge, it picks up any excess, which means that you won't get cakey under eyes, which is good. So before we set the under eyes, I'm going to do a little bit of liquid contouring, so that we give basically a little bit more dimension to the face, and also by doing this it means that the contour will last longer, because we will be putting liquid contour and then we will go over with powder. So I'm going to use foundation, the same Studio Fix but in shade NC25, so it's 1 shade darker, and we're just going to tap this into the cheek area, so that we're basically putting it along where we will contour later, but we're doing this little bit darker shade so that it just brings very natural contour, and then we can build it up with powder. So anywhere where you would naturally contour, up on the forehead, along the cheeks, we're going to use this 1 shade darker foundation, and this just gives a really subtle, natural contour that will then last, even when, like, help the powder contour last longer. And then we just take that along the jaw. So to blend out that liquid contour, we're going to use M439 Morphe brush again. We're just going to tap that in tapping motions, not rubbing, tapping it into the skin. And as you can see, it just gives a very subtle contour, nothing harsh, all nice and smoothly tapped. So we blend it in so it looks seamless. So next we're going to go and set the concealer under eye area and anywhere we put concealer. And I'm going to use MAC Mineralizing Skinfinish in shade light, and also the Anastasia Beverly Hills banana powder, which you can buy individually or from the contour palette. So the reason I'm using both of these is because I really like the shade. When you get that very light white shade with the yellow, it's just very, very brightening effect. And we tap that under the under eye, and this is going to set the concealer so that it won't move and it will last all through your wedding day. So anywhere we put the concealer, we're putting this light powder. So anywhere sort of in the center of your face is where we're putting the lightness, so that we are creating lots of contour and depth to the face. So now we're going to go on and set the rest of the face, and I'm going to use Mercier translucent powder, which is a really nice setting powder for the rest of the face. And I also would recommend, ladies, if you're doing your own makeup, and just to make sure that you've practiced it before the day so that you can do timing. So we're putting this translucent powder anywhere that we didn't put the banana powder and the MAC powder. So this will just set and lock in the foundation so that it lasts and you don't look sweaty and greasy, which is good to look nice and not sweaty on your wedding day. So yeah, I would recommend to practice your makeup so that you know how long it will take you on the day, so that actually any other stresses that you might be feeling, nerves or any of those pre-wedding jitters, then you'll still feel really confident with how long it's going to take you to do your makeup. And also that was a Sephora Pro feather brush I was using to apply that translucent powder. Next I'm going to take the Morphe E2 brush that looks like this, and I'm going to apply Bobbi Brown Golden Light Bronzing Powder, which is a nice matte powder. This is really good to just bring sort of warmth and bronzing up. So again, where we are going to do it on the cheeks, and then we will apply it up on the forehead, just in the sort of outer part right near the hairline, so that we're bringing a nice little bit of contour in a subtle way. And they do lots of different shades in this bronzer. I find this bronzer lasts really well through the day. It doesn't move, doesn't go muddy, which is really important to get a shade that's not going to look muddy on your face. So no one wants that in photos. And then I'm bronzing a little bit down the neck so that we just have a really nice seamless face to neck, so it doesn't look disjointed. And then we are going to take that same Bobbi Brown light, golden light, and take a Real Techniques angled highlighting brush, and just taking a very little amount, patting off any excess so we don't get too much. We're going to very lightly contour the nose. We're going to start down at the bottom of the nose and then just pull gently up. So we're going to do just a very, very subtle nose contour. And if you've got very nice little small nose, then you don't need to bother contouring. So to do some more contouring, we're going to do Bobbi Brown shade Natural Bronzing Powder, which is a little bit more of a darker bronzing colour, and I'm going to take that on my little Bobbi Brown face blending brush that looks like this. We're going to go and pat it into the product and go very light here, because as a bride we want a very subtle contour. We don't want it looking too sharp like we're going to a club. So just taking a little amount of product, and we are going to just go along that cheek from ear down to mouth and sort of stop halfway, and we're just going to go very light on the contour here. So next for blusher, we're going to use Warm Soul MAC Mineralizing Blush, which is a beautiful sort of beigey, mauvey, peachy shade, and it has little sort of reflex in it without being sparkly. And I'm going to take that on a Morphe E4 brush. This blusher is such a good bridal blusher. We just apply it to the cheeks and then apples of the cheeks, and then we pull it back. This blusher I personally think is should be called bridal blush, because it is such a natural but strong enough colour to basically look good in photos but not looking overdone. And the way it sort of has that peachy mauvey shade, it just really blends really nicely in with the skin. And also the texture of it just is so fine, it just literally feels like air on your face. So for highlight, as a bride you obviously want to glow and look gleaming and look nice and healthy. I'm going to use the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder Luminous Light shade, and it looks like this. It's like basically a really fine highlight, so it's not going to look too much, because on your wedding day you want to look nice and classic and sort of photos that will last and be timeless. So this is going to look really, really classic and really like I'm just glowing from within. And I'm going to take this on a Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. And this shade, they do come in a number of shades, this highlighter, so you can find one that suits your skin tone best. I personally love the Luminous Light shade, and it's like a peachy, very light peachy shell colour. And we're just bringing that on the high points of the cheek and then down into the apples of the cheek, pulling it up. I absolutely love this highlighter. It feels so expensive and it feels so good quality. It feels like I don't look like I'm overly glowing, like sort of something that I might wear out on a date. This is much more, yes, I look very bridal and I just look very elegant, which I think is a lovely look to look on your wedding day. So that is the only place we're going to highlight so that we don't end up looking greasy throughout the day. I'm not going to put any highlight on the nose, as in pictures that could end up looking like a sweaty nose, and that's not a good look. Next we are going to go on to eyes. I am going to use different Makeup Geek shades to begin with. I'm going to start off with my Peach Smoothie, which is this nice transition sort of starting colour, works really well on a lot of skin tones. And I'm going to take that on a Sigma F40 nice tapered blending brush, and we're going to go in the crease and just start blending left to right and then small circular motions. The key here is to blend, blend, blend for as long as possible. So again, leave more time on your wedding day so that you don't feel like you have to rush your makeup, because the longer you have to blend out, everything will look much more seamless and smooth and uber elegant. So guys, I just quickly applied some lip balm so that our lips are nice and moisturised, ready for when we come to the lipstick. So next I'm going to take Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, which is a little bit more of a warmer, sort of little bit more of a medium brown, and we're going to keep it on that same Sigma brush, and we're going to just put that in the crease. We're basically trying to build up the eyeshadows shade by shade so that we bring a lot of dimension and keep it really seamless. So we're keeping it in the crease and going left to right and blending circle motions. So for this eye look, it is going to be a sort of very universal, timeless, classic sort of brown smoky eye, but not too smoky. So nice and bright and elegant looking for your wedding day. Next we're going to take Makeup Geek Latte, which is a little bit more of a darker brown. You can see what we're doing here, we're working up in shades, and then we're going to go again with the Sigma E40 brush, and we're going to put that in the lower part of the outer crease and then repeat. And then we're going to change over to Sigma E25 blending brush, which is a more concentrated head, and then I'm going to take Makeup Geek Frappe, which is this sort of warm medium brown, and we're going to go in the crease in the outer part of the eye so that we're really bringing a nice smoky, warm, very soft eye look here, which I think is really universally flattering to eye colours and eye shapes. Having that sort of smoky outer corner really opens up the eyes and brings a glamorous look, as this is a nice classic glamorous bridal look. So on the eyelids, I'm going to use Naked Lunch by MAC, and it's a lovely like Shelly, champagne-y, pinky, light pinky, champagne-y, beigey shade, and I'm going to take this on a Sephora Pro 15 shader brush, and we're going to apply this to the eyelid, so all over the eyelid from the inner corner up to where the crease blending colours start. So we don't want to go all the way into the crease, we want to stop and leave a little bit of a break between the eyelid and the crease area, and then repeat. This is just going to really open up your eyes, and this colour again will look really good with whatever colour scheme you're going with, and also whatever style of dress. I just think this eye look is really, really great for sort of if you're wearing an A-line dress or if you're doing fishtail, trumpet. It's a nice glamorous, not overdone makeup look. So to bring a little bit more glamour to the eye, I'm going to take the MAC Loose Powder shadow in this very nice light whitey ivory shade. So it's not sparkly, it's kind of reflective without being glittery. I'm going to apply this on the eyelid, on the centre of the eyelid, and then just doing tiny tapping motions, and I'm applying this with the Pro Sephora 15 brush. So we're just bringing, this basically is bringing a little bit more shimmer without being glittery, and you're just packing that on top of the places that you put the Naked Lunch MAC shadow to bring a little bit more oomph to the eye. And then taking that blending Sigma E40 brush, we're going to go back in with the nice creme brulee shade, and we're going to basically blend all the eyeshadows together so that it's looking nice and seamless rather than different colours and then sharp into the light eyelid colour. We want this just to all look really smooth and seamless. And then we're going to take that same creme brulee shade on a Morphe M431 little tapered pencil brush, and we're going to put that along the lower lashes to bring a little bit of a smoky but not too much, as we are keeping the eyes nice and open looking. We don't want to close in the eyes. And then we're just going to build that up and go in with Makeup Geek Latte, which is the slightly more cool tone medium brown, and we're putting that on the lower lash line. And then finally we are going to come in with that frappe shade from Makeup Geek, which is the warmer medium brown, and put that on the lower lash line. Then we're going to go in with a flat definer brush, and we're going to take Makeup Geek Corrupt, and we're going to go very light and just along the edge of the waterline, so not in the waterline, just on the edge where the lashes would actually start growing. And we're just taking that on the very outer corner, and then we're going to tap very small and lightly with that Corrupt, which is like a black eyeshadow shade. We're going very light so that we don't create a really smoky heavy under eye. And then we're going to take Makeup Geek Shimma, which is this nice light highlighting shade, and we're going to take that on the Sephora Pro Shader brush number 15. We're going to put this on the high points of the eyes, under the eyebrow arch, and we're going to take a little bit of Makeup Geek Mirage, which is this yellowy highlighter colour. We're going to put a little bit of that over top to neutralise it so that it's not too shiny. Again, taking that Shimma shade from Makeup Geek, we're going to take that in the inner corner and put that in to open up the eyes. Next, for eyeliner, I'm going to use Maybelline Lasting Drama Gel Liner number 20 for 24 hours, and I'm going to take this on a Sigma E65 tapered angled eyeliner brush, and we will just basically take a very thin line from the inner corner to outer corner, and we're not going to do a wing. So as you can see, I've done this eye and it's basically just stopping there, and then a tiny little flick up so that it's not going to look too clubesque or too evening-y. We want the bridal makeup to look good during the day and then go into the evening as well, but as a lot of weddings do happen during the day, we want it to be day appropriate as well as glamorous, so that's why I've done the baby flick. If you don't normally wear eyeliner, I would recommend wearing at least a very thin liner, because it does really bring opens up the eyes and brings a lot of attention to the eyes. So eyeliner's done. Now we're going to go on with mascara, and I'm going to use Bobbi Brown No Smudge waterproof mascara. It's really good on your wedding day to wear waterproof mascara in case any tears of happiness. It just means that you won't have black mascara running down your face. And I really like this Bobbi Brown one because it does add volume. Sometimes waterproof mascaras can be quite like don't really give you that much oomph or that much volume to the lashes, but I really like this Bobbi Brown one. It's really good, and it doesn't move off your eyes, so you won't get dropped down, and it will make your eyes look nice and black. And then we are putting a little bit on the lower lashes, just going very neat and accurate here so that it looks nice and clean and not messy. So now for eyebrows, I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in shade Taupe. I'm just going to use the spoolie side to brush the eyebrows in one direction, and then we take the brow definer and we will draw the lower eyebrow line following your natural shape, and then going heavier on the outer part of the eyebrows, and then going lighter hand at the eyebrow that's closer to your nose. So we're just doing a lower line, and then we basically build up from that. And then using Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, we're just going to brush through the eyebrows so that it locks them in and keeps them in position all day. So we are going to do some false lashes. As for bridal, I do think it's really nice to just give a little bit more volume and more glamour, and the best way to do that is through false lashes. So I'm going to use the Velour Mink Lashes in Strike a Pose, this shade, and then I'm going to apply them with the Geo White Clear waterproof adhesive. So that is the false lashes applied. I do just press them in on the inner corner and then outer corner and then tap, and I will link my how to apply false lashes video that I've done before down below in the comments bar, so you guys can watch the full how to apply false lashes video. So now on to lips. I'm going to line the lips using this pastel shade beige, and we're just going to go on the outer part of the lip and line all the way around. So guys, once you've lined your lips, we're going to go in with the lipsticks. I'm going to use two shades, one MAC Pure Sen and the other MAC Angel. So we're going to go in with Angel first, which is like a pinky shade. I think it's nice to have quite a neutral colour on the lips as a bride, because then it just basically is going to be timeless in your photos. As you can see, that's quite pink. So to neutralise it a little bit, we're going to go over with the Pure Sen from MAC, which is a little bit more of a peachy shade. And also I recommend carrying your lipsticks in a small bag and give it to one of your bridesmaids so that you can top up. And also I recommend bringing false lash glue, an eyeliner, a compressed powder for any sweat, and also a little bit of concealer in case you cry and then you need to top up under your eyes. So that's the lips done. The nice thing about those MAC lipsticks are they are nice and hydrating, and they don't look too matte but not too glossy, which means you can leave without putting gloss on top. But if you want it to make it even more glossy look, you could just put a little clear gloss over. But I quite like the way it's kind of sheery, sheeny without looking too glossy and sort of going out style. To finish the look, we are going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and this is really good for just bringing all of the powders and makeup together, and also for helping your foundation and makeup last all through the day, which is what we want. Yeah guys, so this is the finished bridal makeup look. I really like this look, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and also I hope you guys have a really great wedding. Whatever makeup look you go, you may like some of the parts, you can always change it up with a different lip colour or a little bit of a different eye colour. But yeah, I hope you guys have a really great special day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!